Hi there, welcome to the Binance Coin Wild Speculation Weekly. And we are looking at the weekly chart of Binance Coin with Wyckoff stages text. That's for the distribution cycle for blue, and the orange are for the accumulation cycles if you're new to these sessions. Before getting into the details, as usual, these sessions are not financial advice, they're for education research purpose only. However, your discussions and comments are very welcome. So, in earlier sessions for Binance Coin, I've drawn this downward yellow line. So basically, ever since the upthrust of the distribution in early December, the weekly candles are showing this lower lows pattern. There were 4 peaks or lows, or you can use LPSY, the last point of supply. So that's basically how the big picture is. It's continuously trending lower, and given the current drop in volume, even for these green candles, it's going to be interesting to see how next week develops, because there's still 25 hours roughly before the close of this week's candle, and there may be a chance, just wild guessing, there may be something similar to what happened in late March, where the price were trying to break outside of this downward trend and then falls back to where we are today. That's basically between the range between this pink line and this purple line. The purple line is defined by the automatic reaction stage of the Wyckoff distribution. The pink line is basically somewhere near the tip of buying climax and the secondary test that comes immediately after. And then looking at the volume, it's telling kind of a consistent story that the buying force is getting lower and lower. It's not that difficult to understand after the efforts of the distribution period. If we look at the 2021 distribution cycle, I would say this time it has already lasted longer at a higher level. If we count from the candle immediately after the massive surge, that's roughly 56 days before it returns to the white box, the long-term playground zone over here. So if we look at here, the candle after the surge to where we are now, we're already 126 days, like more than double the time the price is spending above this white box. And let's see for how long it's going to stay there, because I mentioned many times, Binance Coin being an exchange currency as well, is relatively easy to get some noise in terms of demand supply compared to other altcoins. If you look at the daily chart, the price is still edging towards this tip of the triangle. So look at these yellow lines over here. It's basically, if you're in the candlesticks pattern, this is basically a triangle pattern. So we're waiting for a breakout from this triangle. If let's say, what I'm trying to bring to is the thing that textbooks always say, this type of triangle is called, I'm trying to pull out something on the other screen. So basically we're looking at a descending triangle. So according to the textbook theory, it's going to be a bullish pattern, a bearish pattern, sorry, a bearish pattern, and it will be interesting to see whether this is really the case. So if the price really edges towards the tip and then eventually comes down, then once again the textbook theories work or gets proven. There's some marks I've marked in previous sessions. So as of this moment, there are two key things besides the first that I was talking about, the descending triangle. The other thing is this point over here. So whether the price will stay below the pink line, that's the resistance line defined by the pink short-term playground zone. You see all these price activities that has been trading below, or these tips are bouncing off this line, right? So it will be a good reference point when the price hit this area again. So there may be a chance that it tested this and then follows the pattern of the yellow triangle and then eventually come down to test the support line defined by the top edge of the long-term playground zone, this white line over here. So let's see whether this will happen this way. So that's all for Binance.